If you think that I'm an Enneagram 6, like, that's just a really bad typing for me. Like, I do not doubt myself. I could be unstable, sure. And 6 overlaps PTSD a lot because it's a type that's concerned with nervous system activation. It's like the PTSD type. That's why, even Kill for Me had thought that you were a 6 echo, So, me as an IEE 6, first of all, I'm neither type. I'm a very clear 4, I deal with envy, reactivity, and frustration, and the reason why people disliked me on the forum was actually mostly for 4 core related reasons. It's clear that you're not really versed in Enneagram. I have constant, feelings of, I don't even want to have my own child because I feel worthless that I never was cared for as a child. And aside from trauma with ABA therapy and other trauma with the facility that I was in, Cathedral Home for Children, my reason for not wanting psychotherapy is actually 4 core related reasons, because I feel like my experiences were deprived and it makes me feel worthless and frustrated that the therapist does not care about me and cannot help provide my needs, and they teach me how to cope and suffer. I don't like that. It's a 4 core reason. So that IEE 6 is a whole new level of something that I am not, and I don't appreciate it. Me as an IEE is a really bad typing. I do not have one-dimensional SI. I just do not. I have ability to offer comfort and homeostasis at basic levels and normative levels. I know how to make something harmonious. I can keep up on basic things with that. Second of all, and on the other hand, I don't have any social norms of SC. I can't even tell if something looks good with something. I didn't even know if my outfit would match. And I have proof of this. This is something my caregivers had always helped me with. Second of all, I do not have TI polar. You were misreading me because I have mast cell activation syndrome, and because I had such severe PTSD, I've been thrown around in 7, 8 different homes in a short amount of time, under a year. I had a random man come into the house that I did not know, and I did not have a door, and it triggered my trauma with sexual assault. And then my parents were being abusive, in front of FS92. They told me when I went on that train trip that I deserved to get kidnapped by a homeless person, and that I'm a bitch in a cunt just because I went to get water, because I have trauma with them medicating my food, and I did not want to drink water in their house. So yes, whilst, I could have, it wasn't good that I went off, I guess, because I didn't tell them. You don't call somebody a bitch and a cunt for that, and you don't say that they deserve to get kidnapped by a homeless person. And these things were normative growing up. My mom said that my father was just blowing off steam, and what my reactions to that were abuse. So that's what I deal with. And I dealt with way worse abuse. My father almost broke my neck when I was 17. He pulled and shook me by my hair for me not going to school because I had hives on my body, which now I know is because of mast cell and because of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and they medically neglected me. So, I have all those medical conditions that was making me have brain fog. For the longest time, I could not tell how to use the right there. They are EIR, they are with a THRE, they're a place. No. I'm not an Enneagram 6, and I'm not an IEE. I have normative TI. I realized that things have a time and place for labeling. What I did not like was that you were forcing a typing on me that you don't know me personally well enough. You were basing on arbitrary and poor reasons, and they were not accurate. I just did not care as much for classical socionics or Kalinov socionics because it was never a special interest for me. And I tend to fill in things with gaps. And you took that as TI polar, and that is not true. So you've misrepresented my type, I don't appreciate that, and you pushed it on me. And you were trying to push it on me. And you're gonna say this doesn't sound SE valuing, but I have complex PTSD around gaslighting and invalidation, being told I hallucinated abuse, medical gaslighting with people not realizing I was sick. And it's just really bad reasoning, Echo. I don't appreciate it, and it's not true. You know, IE6, that's the worst. That's a horrible combination for me. IE4 is more understandable, but IE6 is no, and I still do not have TI polar or 1DSI or 2D TE. Your entire criticisms of me with being inactive and not getting help, that's because I have one-dimensional TE, and it's 4 core fixations with not wanting to move on until I am valued and cared about. You do not know Enneagram at all.